For allies and enemies of Digimon Frontier, this video incorporates some of the minor characters like Trailmon, the Digivolution lines for Patamon, Dynasmon, and Lordknightmon, but of course the final villain Lucemon, and the savior of the series, Susanoomon. How useful are these cards in a sealed setting, and which of these cards could be really good in the upcoming format? Let's chat. Starting with Trailmon, this Digimon would ultimately bring all the children to the digital world. This 4-cost black level 4 Digimon has an on-play effect that reveals the top 3 cards of your deck, then allows you to place one Tamer or one black level 4 or lower Digimon card from among them as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. The rest are placed on top or bottom of the deck. At the end of your opponent's turn, once per turn you may play one Tamer card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying cost. This covers broad spectrum search and can even play out a Tamer for free. The only caveat here is hoping it survives for the turn. With a DP threshold of 4000 DP, even simply slamming a Valkyrymon Ace to deny your opponent the Tamer is unfortunate. In sealed, I think that this could work very well with searching and playing Tamers as there are limited removal in this set. Bokomon finally chooses a color, a red Digimon that on play reveals the top 3 cards of your deck and adds one card with the Hybrid or 10 Warriors trait and one red Tamer with an inherited effect to the hand. Considering you can now swap out all of your white Bokomons for this Digimon, you now have improved color consistency even if you Evo in the back. Its your turn effect is a simultaneous buff and nerf, gaining only 1 memory instead of 2, but gains it off of a Digivolution off of a Digimon or Tamer. Neemon similarly chooses the Spirits of Light colors this go around and has the same on-play effect but searches for a yellow Tamer instead. However, the your turn effect is simply gaining a memory when a Tamer with an inherited effect is played. For the next lineup of cards, it's all the precursor Angel cards that would inevitably digivolve into Seraphimon. Though no Seraphimon was released in this set, Patamon would ultimately be a powerful ally for the kids. Because of all the angelic members for Patamon, I'm also incorporating them here as well. Patamon returns as yet another Digimon, but wearing Bokomon's pants as a form of a child to its parent. This Digimon has a hand main effect, where if your breeding area is empty, by returning one card with the 3 Great Angels traits from your trash to the bottom of the deck, play this card in your breeding area without paying cost. Honestly, I kind of like this considering if you ever run out of eggs, whether the game goes long, you still have a ways to create a safety net in the raise. This also means that if you're playing Cherubimon Ace, you have access to green level 5s and higher Digimon, and Mimi Tachikawa as well, to promote and do multiple raises in a turn. Lucemon, the other level 3 of the angelic Digimon, besides Lucemon, has a your turn once per turn effect where when any of your other Digimon with an Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angel traits is played, you gain 1 memory. Overall, I'm not a fan of this Digimon considering you could be giving a crap ton of memory. That being said, Lucemon and other copies of Luxmon are viable targets to use this in the set. The inheritable is simply a when attacking effect that gives one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2000 DP once per turn, i.e. a basic yellow effect. Pitomon is now a security Digimon that plays itself without paying cost when it's checked in security. And of course the same inheritable as Luxmon. For sealed, this could be a valuable body to put out on the board, especially if it's the one body you need to attack for game. With Archaiangemon, this Digimon can digivolve from any yellow level 4 for 3, or any level 4 Digimon with the Angel trait. Considering there are some Digimon that are angelic and not just pure yellow, this gives a somewhat flexible bottom end with blue-based Patamon, especially if you're trying to do some DNA shenanigans here as well. With no other angelic Digimon, it's time to look at the return of the Royal Knights with Dynasmon and Lordknightmon. Candlemon is the level 3 searcher for the deck, an on-play effect that reveals the top 3 cards to add 1 yellow card with the data in its traits, and 1 card with Witchelney trait among them to your hand before bottom decking the rest. This targets cards like Wizardmon, Mistymon, and more, but the only downside to this is the card must be yellow. This is also one of the first yellow cards that prevents your Digimon from leaving the battle area by an opponent's card effect by trashing the top security card while this Digimon is yellow and has the data or Witchelney trait. Combine this with Barrier, and for the lowly price of 2 security, you have Omni Protection present. Wizardmon when digivolving allows you to trash the top security card to draw 1 and gain 1 memory. But the inheritable is also identical. And with Mistymon, this Digimon has Barrier, and an on-play when digivolving effect that by trashing the top security card, you change the original DP of one Digimon to 6000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Could be your Digimon, or your opponent's. This could make some of your level 3s bigger than they actually are. But the inheritable simply on all turns, once per turn unsuspends this Digimon when a card is removed from the security stack. It's a delicate situation to navigate with your life, but this is what this deck does. With Dynasmon Ace, you've got the usual multicolor status, and Blast Digivolution Overflow cost of 4. But this Digimon's effect is Raid, and an on-play, when Digivolving, and when attacking effect that if you trash your top security, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP until the end of their turn. This is also one of the first Ace Digimon who gets effects under 3 conditions. Others typically have 2 separate effects. This Digimon also has an all-turns effect where while you have 3 or fewer security cards, this Digimon gains Blocker and gets plus 4000 DP. A 16,000 DP body that can prevent itself from leaving play by effect and with barrier potentially? Sounds like an almost untouchable immune body at the expense of your life. With Dragon's Roar, this new red-yellow option card activates the security effect when it's trashed from the security, and can be ignored if you have a yellow Digimon with a data or witch-only trait. Its main effect is by trashing the top card of your security stack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP for the turn. Then if you have 2 or fewer security, it goes to the bottom. In security, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less, and then if you have exactly 0 security cards, you recover 1. Largely, I think a pure Dynasmon build is still difficult, and the effect for this Digimon are better in a sealed setting, because overall, it feels like you're living life on the edge with this archetype. And moving to Lordknightmon's line, at least Dynasmon's line had a common color to work with from BT6. Lordknightmon's new line abandons the old line from yellow, and now moves to black. With Kotemon, this Digimon has an on-play effect that by trashing one card with knightmon and its text in your hand, you draw 2. Considering you have access to knightmon, Knightmon, Dark-Knightmon, and Lordknightmon, the possibilities are endless. This Digimon also sports a simple inheritable of plus 1000 DP on all turns, which is also shared with Gladimon. This Digimon has an on-play and when Digivolving effect that by trashing one card with knightmon and its text in your hand, one of your Digimon can't be deleted by your opponent's effects until the end of their turn. Hoo-hoo-hoo, more fun here. With Knightmon, this base 7000 DP Digimon could be a 9000 DP blocker with the inheritables of Kotemon and Gladimon. End of opponent's turn, once per turn you may choose one of your opponent's Digimon. Your opponent attacks with the chosen Digimon. A taunt at the end of every turn. I only wish it had an on-play effect to use with Jumbo Gammamon. The inheritable of course gives all of your Digimon with Knightmon in their text plus 2000 DP. Lord and Dark-Knightmon in one deck? I'm intrigued to see how this goes. With Lordknightmon Ace, this black-purple Digimon gives you instant access to some black-purple option cards, like Metal Impulse. That being said, when Digivolving you may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card with Knightmon and its text from your hand or trash, without paying cost. Considering you could play Dark-Knightmon and then Digicross for the D-Digivolve, the memeability of this has gone up in terms of use. Though again, you miss out on using any of the old cards with this new one. This Digimon also has an all-turns effect for all Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon gain Collision, forcing your opponent into blocking unfortunate situations at all times. And as usual, you still have the same overflow costs. Keep in mind, because this card is black, you could run this as a target in Digimon decks. But honestly, I think its standing with Dark-Knightmon is much better. With the option card Fist of Athena, you can ignore this option card's requirement if you have a Digimon with Knightmon and its text in play. Main. One of your opponent's Digimon gains Start of Main. This Digimon attacks until the end of their turn. Then you place this card into the battle area. All turns, when an attack target is changed. Delay. One of your Digimon gains Piercing and Security Attack +1 until the end of your turn. For use with Collision, it's perfect! In security, you may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card with Knightmon and its text from your trash without paying cost. Then you place this card into the battle area. I'm intrigued to see where Lordknightmon goes, because I'm also hoping that with BT18 cards, we get the Dark-Knightmon support cards in this set as well. But now moving to the final villains of the series, we look at all the Lucemon related cards. With so many Lucemon cards, it's actually viable to play Lucemon Tribal. The newest version can still Digivolve off Cupimon for a cost of 5 in the raise. But start of main phase and on play, this Digimon allows you to trash one card in your hand and gives your opponent the option to trash the top security card. If this effect did not trash, you get to recover 1. No limits to recovery here either, meaning either way, this card puts your opponent on a clock. End of your turn. Once per turn by placing one of your level 6 Digimon as your top security card, this Digimon may Digivolve into Lucemon Chaos Mode from your trash without paying the cost. In a huge, disgusting hypothetical, you could hard play Cherubimon Ace from your hand in order to play this Lucemon without paying cost. Lucemon's effect triggers and trashes Lucemon Chaos Mode to force your opponent to trash their security. Following this, end of turn effects happen, and you place Cherubimon Ace on top, overflowing for memory, but you don't care, because it's not like it was part of the cost in order to Digivolve into Lucemon Chaos Mode. This is honestly kind of gross. With Lucemon Chaos Mode, the newest variant lets you on-play, and when Digivolving, give your opponent the choice to delete one of their Digimon or Tamers. If this effect didn't delete, recovery +1, and then trash your opponent's top security. Considering your opponent may have burned a security with Lucemon, Chaos Mode now burns another. Now if you go into mistymon, you're burning a third. Additionally, all turns, once per turn when this Digimon would leave the battle area, by trashing the bottom card of your security stack, it doesn't leave. Great. Now we have battle area protection too? By effect or by battle? Gross. Leading up to the finale, Lucemon Satan Mode debuts, yet another big beefy body that has 16,000 DP. This Digimon digivolves from Lucemon Chaos Mode specifically for 6, or any generic purple level 6 for 6. When digivolving by placing one Lucemon larva from your trash into an empty space in your breeding area without paying cost, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, or Tamers. Remember to sequence this properly, otherwise you might miss out on having Larva Mode in the back. At the end of all turns, once per turn, trash your opponent's top security card. If this effect didn't trash, delete one of your opponent's Digimon and Tamer. Kind of brutal considering this set is all about Tamers and hybrids. The only downside, building up to it. With Lucemon Larva, this card has a security effect that plays Lucemon from the trash without paying the cost. Interestingly though, this Digimon is 6 cost and has 0 DP. In the breeding area, all turns when any of your Lucemon Satan Mode would leave the battle area, by moving this Digimon to the battle area, it doesn't leave. Sweet. So basically another layer of protection for Lucemon. This Digimon also has an all turns effect that while you have a non-white Digimon with Lucemon in its name, none of your Digimon with 0 DP can be deleted. This is the ultimate protection against yellow, and hilariously there's a pseudo loop with Lucemon in the works. With Gospel of the Fallen Angel, this option card allows you to digivolve into Lucemon from your trash without paying the cost. Then place this card into the battle area. This is a minor reduction from the normal 6 cost, and you of course have to follow the Digivolution conditions from 2 to 3. The delay effect of this card is one of the first counters to other delay option cards, as when you digivolve one of your Digimon with Lucemon in its name into a card with Lucemon in its name from your trash, with the cost reduced by 3, you trash an option card in the opponent's battle area. While players may complain that there's limited ways to remove Tamers, delays are now the next victim. For this video there are 2 more cards to review over: Ruler of Destruction and Regeneration, and of course, Susanoomon Ace. The Ruler of Destruction and Regeneration is an option card that while you have a Digimon with the Hybrid or 10 Warriors trait, you may ignore this card's color requirement. Oh, so you'll forgive 2 colors, but not 3? For shame, Bandai, for shame. Jokes aside, this option's main effect allows one of your Digimon or Tamers to digivolve into Susanoomon from the trash without paying the cost. Then by placing up to 4 of your Tamers with different names as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Susanoomon, for each card placed, you gain 1 memory. In essence, this card could be 2 memory assuming your opponent's not running any floodgates. As for the security effect, you may play a Tamer with an inherited effect from your hand or trash without paying cost, and then add this card to your hand. Which takes us to the final card and secret rare of this set, Susanoomon Ace. With so many cards calling out for Hybrid or 10 Warriors, to no surprise, Susanoomon, who's normally just a Shaman trait, does indeed get the special ruling for being treated as a hybrid. This Digimon digivolves from all colors for a cost of 6, and has a play cost of 9. It also digivolves from Takuya Kenbara or Koji Minamoto for a cost of 6 with 10 hybrid trait cards under it. When digivolving and when attacking, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. For each color in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you add 2,000 DP to the maximum DP of this effect. With 6 other colors, considering there aren't any white hybrids, You can delete a 22,000 DP body on the Digivolve, and when attacking. Keep in mind, this isn't a once per turn effect either. Finally, when attacking, by placing up to 5 Tamer cards from this Digimon's Digivolution cards as your bottom security cards, you trash your opponent's top security card for each card placed by this effect. The only way to get these Tamers under Susanoomon from what I can tell, is the option card itself. Admittedly, Susanoomon Ace feels a little bit more balanced when it comes to level 7s, because Imperial Dramon Paladin mode Ace from the last set was honestly pretty busted, because when this card was opened and sealed, you were likely going to win. With the conclusion of Digimon Frontier, and the allies and enemies of the cast, what's the final video to look at? It's Digimon Liberator and miscellaneous support cards. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.